AI sponge on YouTube. It's basically SpongeBob made in Blender. It looks like Battle for Bikini Bottom, and it's like Patrick and SpongeBob and Sandy, and they're all just kind of standing around talking and with AI generated.
Oh, they pull it.
Oh, so,
okay.
Ew. So I tried to make a clip. I clipped something and I tried to link it, and any link of a clip just takes you to the live stream. So
yeah.
None of this has been planned. We did not know what we were gonna see clicking on that on the stream. Just one little D's nut. Oh man. Hello out there in the world. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to episode 34.
Oh, sorry. Good. Keep going.
You're not in the world.
Shit.
You're right here on the screen.
I messed up. We rehearsed it 7 times and I still did it.
Welcome, everybody. We hope you are having an amazing night tonight. Episode 34 of Mustache Ride is occurring right now before your very eyes. And we're so happy to have you here. I'm Sure Man Cool. You might see my name right here below me on the screen. And right next to me right here is the Dirty Tooth, the amazing, wonderful The Dirty Tooth, another host of the Mustache Ride podcast. You're two only hosts. You'll never see another host of this podcast unless one of us dies.
What if we do an epic battle to the death? Only one host lives.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that sounds terrible now that
I don't like that. I don't want to kill you.
Sorry.
Sure, I mean, you won't be killing me in a battle to the death, and I would hate to have to kill you, you know? So I just wouldn't want, I would hate to.
I'm confident I would win.
Well, luckily we never have to find out because we're never fighting to the death unless we're that desperate for content. But really, would it be worth 50 views? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll miss my co-host.
That's true. That's the one that would go viral, and then you wouldn't have anybody to talk to through the virality. That'd be a bummer.
I might be able to make content from prison. I just don't know how good of a co-host my cellmate would be, you know?
That's true. Yeah, you never know. I don't think you get to pick.
No, but what you get to pick out there is what you get to watch live on a Saturday night. And you've chosen Mustache Ride Pod if you're watching live on a Saturday night. Thank you for watching live on a Saturday night. We love you. If you're watching later on YouTube, we love you too. But feel free to come join us live once every other Saturday night right here on Mustache Ride Pod, twitch.tv/Mustache Ride Pod. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about tonight. We have a couple showcases coming up. We have the Summer Games Fest that leads into 5 or 6 different showcases that are all revealing and talking about different games. And we're really excited because we're looking forward to a lot of games that are planned to be talked about. But first, and then a couple other fun things like our Indie Iceberg segment, and then a couple other fun little doodads that we'll be getting into.
Doopy-doop doodads.
Yeah. But first, Tooth, I gots to know. I gots to know what you've been up to. Tell me all about your life.
I feel like I feel like I kind of tell you the same exact things every time, but I'll just do it again just in case we have new people, you know. Yeah. I started Skyrim. That was before the last episode, I think I did, but I'm still grinding it out. I'm to the point where I cannot continue in any main story quest lines until I level up a little bit. I think I'm too small.
Getting a little tough.
Yeah, it's getting tough. I'm too small. I'm up to 11 deaths, which actually doesn't seem like that many compared to some of the other games that I've played and died a lot in. So
what's your weapon of choice?
Right now I'm doing one-handed sword and magic in the other one, destruction magic. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go. I'm playing a Khajiit. I think ultimately I'm gonna go with two-handed magic. Blast. So I'm gonna do a magic character, I think. But I'm having fun with it. I'm getting back into it on Tuesday because I took a little break from it. But I'm excited to get back into it and try to continue on the main story quest. I've been playing Overwatch 2. You know how that is. Everybody knows how it is. Everybody doesn't like it. Everybody plays it still. It's a really weird relationship that we have with Overwatch. Rocket League, sort of the same thing, except I made it into gold in solos. So I'm tracking all the way up.
Gold 1v1?
Gold 1v1s, and I'm plat in doubles. So
nice.
I feel like I'm tracking to getting better. I'm getting better at the game. I'm understanding ball placement a little bit better, which is really cool.
Good.
So yeah, it's a good thing, I think.
It's slow going. It is a grind for sure.
It is, yeah, it is a grind. I am 30 minutes into Tears of the Kingdom, which doesn't seem like a lot of time into it, which it's not. But I went into it spoiler free, and the beginning of the game is so epic. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so much better than I thought it was going to be. And I just got through the first part, which is
nice.
So I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
So you're through the first part. You're on the mainland. You're on the mainland now.
Yeah, I did the giant dive, and I'm down. That was
cool.
Just
love
that was
how
epic.
It started you out on this pretty sizable sky island, and you're like, oh wow, there's so many places to go, and then you do the shrines, and they're like, okay, head on down, and you're like, down, and you go down, and it's like 20 times as big of a landmass. It's really cool.
It's wild. I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. It's gonna be so good. Nice. I played Mario Kart pretty recently. It's still a blast. It's still super fun to play with a bunch of people. I think I would like to play Mario Kart more with people. I think it's just a fun time. Like I feel like it's really good content. Like it's really hilarious. Like how crazy and competitive it can get. But at the end of the day, like you still love everybody you're playing with. So I think that's fun.
See, that's my problem. I lose my luck. Like as soon as I hear that bong bong bong, it's like I'm seeing red.
You black out, and you're like,
I black out, and I don't do better, but I hate everyone around me until I win.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the Mario Party effect. That's what they call it.
Mario Party different.
Effect.
Yeah, I hate everybody that I play Mario Party with.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
Yeah,
but Mario Kart's different. I still have a lot of fun. I got back into Super Smash Bros.
Nice.
Because I never played through the story thing to unlock like all the characters. So I just beat Giga Bowser the other day.
That's fun.
For the first time. So I'm trying to play through all of that because I want to unlock people. I'd like to play it more. I bought it. It's like I never really got into it as like I thought I would. I think it's because I didn't really have anybody to play with. Like I've never. So but I'm trying to get it back into it. And then also this is still on there from last time because it's still true that there's so many games on my to play list. Like a lot, like a million of them, and I don't know how to get to all of them. I don't know how to do it. Like I need to watch a YouTube tutorial. Like I need somebody to tell me, or like I'm playing a game and I need somebody to come in the room and like smack me and say, "Why are you playing that same game you just played? Like play a different game."
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to get better at it, but I think you're pretty good at it.
I'm like the other extreme.
Yeah.
I'm the other extreme because I do get caught in that cycle of just going back to Rocket League or Overwatch over and over again. But I think I was saying last episode, I'm a big variety kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like going to the same thing over and over, but there's certain games that have kind of like that have entered that slot for me where I do end up going back. But overall, generally, like I look at Rocket League and Overwatch and my regular games, my first reaction is like, you know, I don't, because that like picking that is settling. Picking something new or something like newer or something I just started and should get back into, like Cassette Beasts, for example. It's like I look at Rocket League, Overwatch, my favorite games, and I'm just like, what else is there first? And then I see Cassette Beasts, and I'm like, oh, let me just hop back into that. Or I see a new game, like, let's see, like Starship Troopers Extermination.
Yeah.
And I look at that, and I'm like, oh, let's try that out, you know? And so, yeah, to answer your question, I am not super happy about all the games I play because I just don't tend to finish any one game.
Yeah.
But I do have some fun experiences to talk about, so that's I guess good for the show. So yeah, Rocket League. I love Rocket League. I suck at it. I'm losing my mojo
better than
more and
me,
more
though.
every day, and I hate it. I hate going back after not playing, and I'm like, oh wow, I still got it, and then I play against people on my level, and I'm just like, what's happened to me? Um, Overwatch 2, a little different. It's actually less reluctant lately. I'm actually
Okay.
enjoying Overwatch lately. I'm playing with some friends. Every now and then, it seems more often lately that you kind of get some good games or you get a good flow going, or maybe I'm thinking about the game differently recently that allows
Hmm.
me to take advantage of different comps that enemy team comps or countering their compositions. But I'm having more fun with it lately, and I'm happy about that. So Overwatch 2 still kicks ass. I don't know.
I played it
I
last night and it sucked last night, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's a bummer about the PVE, but the game that's there is still good. So I can only complain so much. Whatever.
I wasn't
And then
gonna
yeah,
play it
got
anyway.
oh no.
Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't gonna
maybe
play PvE.
maybe you could play Team Fortress 2. I know we were talking about it
I
before the show.
could.
I know you haven't played Team Fortress 2 before. You
No.
thought about it, come
Hmm.
close, but yeah, Team Fortress 2, I downloaded it recently, and turns out it's okay still. I played it way back in the day, like 2008, 2007, on the orange box on my Xbox 360, and I had a blast. I loved that game, and then didn't play it for a long time. Didn't even like understand what genre of game it was,
Yeah.
and then I played Overwatch, and it reminded me about Team Fortress 2, and so just recently, I've the thought came to my mind, maybe I should try TF2 again, and it's still fun. It's definitely a different experience. Feels way old school. It
Yeah.
feels way different than Overwatch, but there's some like DNA. There's some foundational things about Team Fortress 2 that is just or about Overwatch that is like ripped straight from Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
really interesting to see that kind of comparison, but it's really its own thing. It's a whole beast onto itself. It's really cool. It's fun.
I
I'm
feel like
enjoying
it
it.
has a big cult following. Like a lot of people love the game.
I mean, it came out in 2007. It's like a 15-year-old game. It's
Yeah.
old, and so yeah, it does have a big cult following, but and it's not the most friendly game to new players, I tell you what. If you don't talk, you might get kicked as if like if they think you're a bot, they'll just
Yeah.
kick you. The whole lobby will be like, "That's a bot. Get him out of here." So you have to make sure to speak up and kind of forces you to communicate right
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
rip, which is kind of cool too.
I like that.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that a little bit here and there. That Starship Troopers Extermination. It's in a game in early access, like $25 or so, and it's okay. It's not that great right now. It's like a PVE base building game,
Mm-mm.
and it's big teams, like teams of like 12 or 16 or something, and you're all fighting against waves of these alien bugs coming at you, and you're building a base and you're trying to survive, and then you're extracting and getting out of there. And it's fun. There's something there.
Yeah.
There's a proof of concept there that it's fun to build a base with a big group of people while trying to survive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the bugs are pretty oppressive. It's no walk in the park. It's a little tough. And so it seems it's fun so far, but it's kind of empty. There's not too much to it. So
Yeah.
it's in early access. They're still adding to it, but that Starship Troopers Extermination. Uh,
Did you ever play the Fortnite survival mode, like the original
the Save the World or
Save the
whatever?
World?
No,
Yeah.
never did.
I feel like it had the same kind of vibe. Like I played Save the World before the Battle Royale came out, and it was like it wasn't. I think there was something there that they just never could figure out, and then the instant success of the Battle Royale just sort of was like, well,
Well, screw it.
hell with that game. We're
Yeah.
gonna switch over.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have I been playing? I bought this game, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. So I'm a big old school fan of Doom and other boomer shooters like Quake, and Bolt Gun. Just the aesthetic, the look of it alone, pixelated graphics, that kind of like 2D, the the sprite for the corpse like follows you as you rotate around it, just like in Doom, you know,
Yeah.
and it's got so much charm, even though it was made recently. It was just released like a couple weeks ago, and it looks really good. It's got some good charm. It's got good polish. It's no technical issues or anything like that, and it feels really good. The flow of the game is really good, and then it's just like an old Doom game. You run around, find a key, find the blue key, opens the blue door, find the yellow key, opens the yellow door, and then you find the exit door, and that's the end of the level. And it's fun. There's no map. You get lost. It's very labyrinthian. You get lost, and then you find your way, and or you
Yeah.
find a new enemy and you're like, oh, I haven't gone here yet. And it's that little sense of discovery, just like I got in Doom back in the day. So Warhammer 40K bolt gun, I think it's like $20, and it's supposed to be.
It's got like a graphics switch to it too, right? You were doing that,
Yeah.
like you can kick it back a little bit, and
You can make it like more pixelated or less
yeah,
pixelated. So there's a slider for it to kind of fit your need, and then you can put a filter on the screen like a CRT television with the scan lines. Really cool, really attention to detail in that way. They want to make it feel old school, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's a good game. It's not too expensive, and it's supposed to be the like half sequel, like the half sequel, the point 0.5 to Warhammer 40K
Mm,
Space Marine.
okay.
And there's a Space Marine 2 coming out, I think later this year or early next year. And so this bolt gun is supposed to be story wise like an in between of those two, connecting the two stories.
Hmm.
And so I think that first one, I haven't bought it, but the Space Marine #1, it was on PS3 or something, and it's on sale right now, I believe, for like $15 because they hiked up the price to like 60 after the second one was announced. And
Oh,
so and then they put it on sale, and so
yeah,
everyone on and their mom that had it on their wish list is like, "Oh, I'll buy it now."
yeah,
Even though that's probably what it was before the second one was announced, you know?
yeah. Well, that was their
Because it's such
goal.
an
They were
old
like,
game.
let's hype the price up. We'll get a couple people, but then let's put it back on sale, and then we'll get everybody.
And it
Smart.
almost worked for me.
Yeah.
But I'm broke, so maybe I'll get it another time. But I bought Bolt Gun instead, and that game's super fun. Let me get through my list. I'm
Go,
long
go,
winded.
go, go.
Free game on Epic right now, Midnight Ghost Hunt. It's like that Ghostbusters game, Ghostbusters Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 4v4, four ghost hunters versus four ghosts. Your hunter has a loadout and a bunch of different weapons and gadgets. Your ghost has a bunch of different weapons and abilities to use against the hunters. And you're basically, as a ghost, you're trying to survive until midnight. Once it hits midnight, you get powered up and you can go hunt down the hunters. As a hunter, you're supposed to basically kill and get rid of the remains of all four ghosts. And it's a really fun back and forth. The ghosts can like put their spirit, their ghostly form into like a chair or a barrel, and then you can like run around as a barrel, or you can just stay still and hide like prop hunt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can come out of the item and attack the players or slow them down with an ability or something. And then the players have traps and a little vacuum to suck up the ghosts, or like a C4 you can throw at the ghosts, a bunch of different weapons. And it's kind of fun. It's a little janky. I believe it's in early access as well, but it is free on Epic right now. Midnight Ghost Hunt, and it's another good proof of concept. So I was really enjoying what I was playing with Brave New Dan. Shout out.
Yeah.
But
The
we'll have to hop in sometime.
yeah, the trailer looked pretty cool. I'm into
Yeah.
that.
I yesterday was Friday. Every time we have an episode, the day before our episode, a bunch of music comes out. Friday is like big music day for me, and I've never mentioned it, but I'm a big music fan. And recently, this is like related but not, but I've been getting into Bo Burnham, or back into Bo Burnham, I should say. I guess like 2010, sophomore year of high school, I was really into that Words album. I thought it was so funny, little edgy but super but funny as hell. And then I didn't even think about Bo Burnham for years. And just recently, maybe a week ago, I watched Inside,
Mm.
and I've just been like obsessing over Bo Burnham, his creativity, and like I don't know, there's a lot to like glean from that guy, but also that guy's just he's got a crazy mind. I don't know, you can't really
Yeah.
compare yourself to somebody like that that's seemingly so effortlessly
Yeah.
successful, but I don't know.
It's tough.
So
It's tough.
I've been enjoying that though. Bo Burnham that content's really funny and really fun to analyze, and kind of break down and what it means to you. I don't know. It's art, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then another album that just came out recently by a band called Waster, WSTR. Their new album. It's like for fans of pop punk or Neck Deep. Waster is very much like the band Neck Deep, if you know them. Their new album kicks ass. Really enjoying that. And then last thing on my list, I've been working on a video for a while, for a little over a week. And this is I wanted to mention this, but I've been putting hours into this video. Hours. I haven't counted the hours,
Yeah.
but I've been putting a lot of hours into this video. And it's a lot of work. I think I'm doing a good job. It's the longest and the most thorough piece of content I've made thus far. And I'm like maybe 70% done with it. And it got me thinking, all this effort, all this time and stuff, and I'm going to put it out, and I worry about like my expectations for what I will see from that video.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. I wrote it down here, being confronted with the true struggle of a content creator, which is like you have to kind of cast those expectations aside.
Yeah.
And just kind of do the thing because it's fun, because it's what you want. But I can't help but think about the future and think about putting it out, and then 90%, 99% of the time it's gonna flop or whatever until I make more of an impact and get more eyeballs on my stuff, I guess. But it's hard to think about that while making the video.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even done with it yet. And there's times when I'm like, screw this, man. Like, let me just quit, or like I'll be done for the night and maybe I'll pick it up tomorrow. But it's such a negative mindset that I have sometimes about it. But I think that's that true struggle, is fighting against that beast trying to eat your motivation. You have to like crack the whip and use the chair to fight him back. No, let me work on my video,
Yeah, yeah.
But it sucks, man. It hurts inside.
It is a crazy thing. Like I feel like it all the time. Like when I'm working on something, like I feel like I don't know, like if I'm writing a script, I'm like 3 words in, I'm like, man, this video is gonna suck. Like it sucks already, and I'm not even like I don't even have it fully fleshed out what I'm doing in the first place. But I'm like, why is it so hard to do this? Like, why do I think it's gonna suck? Like, even if it does suck, who cares? Like, why am I so worried about it? Like, I feel like I watched a Mr. Beast video, like a video somebody interviewing Mr. Beast, and I watched a video somebody interviewing Casey Neistat, and it's like almost the same advice like happened in those videos where it was like, nope, like just like put this in your head right now, and whether or not you go viral within it is like out of the question, but like nobody's watching the first 100 videos,
right?
So just like make them. And then like worry about like, oh, why isn't my sub count going up, or why aren't my views going up? Like what's going on? But like within that first 100 videos, you're like figuring something out. Yeah. And that's good to have. And I just like, it's hard to get to that point where you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to make 5 videos this week. What are they about? I don't care. I'm going to make a video about this weird spot on my wall that I see right now. And it's going to be 5 minutes.
See, I feel like that's good advice, but I also feel like it's bad advice, because like I want to make stuff that I care about, and so I don't want to just shovel shit out the door and not care about the end result. I want to care about it. So I think the real trick is writing that line, right, between caring enough to get it out and get something good out the door, but not caring so much that it's a never-ending project, right?
Yeah,
that you're always polishing and buffing out the spots on. And So I agree though. Eventually it's got to go out. Eventually you have to say it's good enough. And
Yeah.
so like the video I'm working on right now, I say the word anomaly. More specifically, I say the word or the phrase an anomaly. It's such an anomaly. And I like mumbled through the word anomaly. It was a bit of a tongue twister, but it was like the 10th take. And it was like I just had to kind of continue on.
Yeah.
I had to finish the take. And so I got it as good as I could. And it wasn't like that I was messing up on that word every time, but it was something every time. And I
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
just settled on this take. And it bugs me every time I hear it, but I know that it's like the spotlight effect or whatever. Only I'm
Yeah.
noticing it. Like before our episodes, I look at my mustache and I'm like, oh, it's crooked or oh, this or that. Only I notice that
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and nobody's gonna look at it. But so now that once I release this episode, anybody that watches this is gonna be waiting for the anonymity part of my
Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
you know.
I
But
I feel
hey,
like
it is
I
what it
get
is.
I feel like I get so close. Like I'll make something and I'll put it out and I'll be like, that's the one that got me through. And the Zelda video that I just released not that long ago, like I felt like that was it for me. Like I'm like, okay, like it's like I have all these things that I hated about it, but I don't care. Like I put it out anyway. I got it done. But now it's just like getting over it again, I feel like. And I'm like,
Hmm.
when's it gonna stop? Like when am I gonna put out that video where it's like, okay, now I figured it out. I can release anything. I'll
I
just
think the
put it
big
out
thing,
there.
yeah, I think like it's a numbers game. Like once you have enough videos out, you have enough data to be able to get the feedback you need to know
Mm,
what you need to do better next time. But
yeah.
like after you put out one video, it doesn't really inform you enough to know what you should do different. And so
Yeah.
that's why we just need to get stuff out there that
Yeah. I
we
just
think
need
is
to do
good
it. Yeah.
and then course correct. And so that it's just making this video a big wake up call for me that like this is the job, this is the battle,
Yeah.
and I'm coming to terms with that. I think it's as long as I'm on the same page with what the job is, I don't think I can be too disappointed in the
Yeah.
future. So,
I'm trying
uh,
to think about it from a perspective of like, if this was my job and I didn't produce something for the amount of time that I've worked on something, I would get fired from my job. And so it's like,
yeah,
I feel like I have to put that into perspective too. It's like, if this is something that I really want to do, like, I really got to kind of do it. Otherwise, it's
yeah.
not going to happen. So,
Well, yeah. But
like,
anyway, that's what I've been doing.
your video
Just
will come out.
existential, playing games, listening to music, and going through existential crises in my
Hey,
head.
yeah.
Hey, that's life.
That's life. That's life. Okay.
But yeah, so we have, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. So we can.
We
I
do.
know I'm long-winded on my on what I've been doing,
That's because you play so
but
many games. I have
because
to
I do a
figure.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do
Yeah.
that.
But for all of you guys listening right now, live and later on YouTube, we made a Twitter account, Mustache Ride Pod on Twitter. Go
Ooh.
follow the Twitter. We tweet out about the episodes. We tweet out in between episodes. We post shorts on YouTube, and then we've been putting those posts on Twitter as well. So
Yeah.
if you don't see them on YouTube, you'll see them on Twitter. And so one way or another, you'll see them. So go follow the Twitter, and
There it is.
hopefully
It's right there.
we'll be posting more than just updates on when we're live, but maybe some other fun stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know yet. We just kind of started with the Twitter stuff.
We did. We did
We'll
post
figure
a
it out.
video, which is another YouTube short, which you should go like that YouTube short if you don't follow our YouTube channel. I should put YT. Yeah, but that's cool. Like we did it. We did something. And we're getting
Yeah.
closer. We're posting shorts now. That's a new thing. That's exciting.
And we've been talking recently about making a Patreon. We've been talking about it. It's something that we want to create once we're ready.
Yeah.
We would like to use, because right now we do these episodes every other week, and we're thinking about utilizing that off Saturday for some sort of Patreon content, and maybe even recording some stuff on the side, putting it
Mhm.
out on Patreon, and not
Mhm.
trying to make something perfect or great for YouTube, but just get some fun content on the side out on Patreon, some raw stuff for people to watch, you know? Not like that. Not like that, but like less edited,
Mhm.
you know? More
Yeah.
us, you know? Whoa, hey, whoa,
More of
hey.
a more raw us. I don't know. Are we allowed to do that?
With clothes on. I mean,
Oh, okay, yeah.
we're just playing games,
Yeah, just playing games.
just talking about life and stuff,
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
so
not like
mustache,
that.
big future for Mustache Ride. Big future, but totally clean, nothing nasty.
Yeah,
And
no
big,
weird
big
stuff.
dreams and aspirations for us here at Mustache Ride Pod. So stay along for the ride, and we'll let you know if we do make a Patreon, if you'd be willing to support us. We would love you forever, but it's not available yet. So just put your wallet away. Not yet.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We're okay for now.
Yeah, we're all right. We'll let you know.
So we have a lot to talk about. We have some showcases coming up. The Summer
Mm-hmm,
Games Fest is coming up on June 8th, which will be kicking off a long weekend of showcase after showcase. There's the Xbox showcase, the Starfield Direct inside of that, along with whatever else they're going to announce. There's like the Devolver Digital showcase. There's the, what's it called? Friggin' Tribeca Games Spotlight. That's the one I was thinking of. Day of the Devs, PC Gaming Showcase. Like, there's a bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Too much for us to talk about, obviously.
True.
So we're going to stick to the two most exciting, most important stuff that's coming up for us, at least, which is that Summer Games Fest kicking it all off and the Xbox Showcase on June 11th.
Yeah.
And so let's start off with the Summer Games Fest. Jeff Keighley, man, what a guy.
What he is a guy, and I hope that, like, I feel like every time he does something like tries to ruin his mojo. Like, I feel like the last time it was it's the Bill Clinton kid, and like I feel like now it's like time. Like, this one's gonna be just a knock out of the park. The last one was too, but I feel like he needs one. Like, because he's a guy, like, he plans so well. Everything is so well put together, I feel like. And so I think this is going to be a really good one. And I think you should go. It's $35. If you're in the area, you can get tickets for $35.
That's probably in LA, though?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Man, I would like to go. That'd be so cool. I'm like 6 or 8 hours from LA.
I'm so far away.
Just casually go, but it would be cool.
It would be cool.
And if we didn't have full-time jobs, we might be able to just live stream the whole event. But I wish we could, but we can't. I'll be working surely through that whole time. But
it's gonna be good. It's gonna
be good. Yeah, Jeff Keighley works all year.
Yeah,
he has so many connections throughout the entire gaming industry, and he works all year preparing for it. He probably hounds all these developers and all these publishers to get trailers and get things that they promised that they would do for him. And so dude's working off the hook, and he's always got something special for us every year. So it's really cool, way better than E3, that's for sure. And dead is what E3 is. So yeah, I'm really excited though for Jeff Keighley for the Summer Games Fest and for what world premieres we're gonna get out of it. I don't know what to expect. I almost don't want to speculate on the Game Fest as a whole, but I do hope we get some sort of fun excitement. Some not just indie stuff, some like big stuff that like maybe has been rumored on 4chan, because everything's rumored on 4chan, but maybe some other surprises that haven't been rumored also. So
I feel like it's going to be good. I was looking at the partner list. Like, just one more shout out to Jeff Keighley, because the partner list is insane. Like, this event is insane. And I think what we're going to see is going to be insane. Like, it's going to be cool. Like, no matter what, something cool is going to happen at the Summer Game Fest. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's June 8th. Super exciting. Peep Jeff Keighley's Twitter.
Yeah,
because he just won't shut up about it.
No, he won't. He literally tweets about it every 10 seconds. So
later on in the weekend, June 11th, is the Xbox Showcase, which is hugely anticipated. Everyone's really excited about the Xbox Showcase, especially since the PlayStation Showcase recently, apparently to everyone, kind of shit the bed, kind of what didn't do very well. And I don't fully agree with that. I think it was okay, but I think the biggest thing was that there wasn't a ton of PlayStation exclusives, which everyone, like, for years, Xbox has been taking crap for not having as many exclusives. And this is supposed to be a big showcase that will help to settle that debate. They'll have more exclusives on the horizon and beyond, and they're also including a Starfield Direct. So, what do you think about that? Are you excited about it, Tooth?
I am. I'm hoping that, for me, the PlayStation Showcase, I sort of based it all on like, is anything happening here that would make me run out and buy a PlayStation 5? Like, is there anything that makes me want to like jump through the screen, attack you, and steal the PlayStation 5 off your desk? I don't think there was, and so that was sort of like, I was like, okay, like whatever, like yeah, it's cool games, but I feel like Xbox is now like they have to do it. Like, it's not that they can just like have a similar bad showcase. Like, they have to have an out of the park one because they're already sort of down. Like, Redfall knocked them down. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things that have just been knocking them down.
Yeah, and then Phil Spencer kind of doing that interview and kind of doubling down on Redfall being knocked down.
Yeah. And then
I don't know.
I feel like he doubled down on the showcase too, like about how good it's gonna be. And so like it has to
take it with a grain of salt, but showcase is coming up, so
we can't take it with a grain of salt. Like, he said it, like it's got to be good. If it's not good, that's gonna suck. If we get the Starfield Direct and they're like, oh, we're gonna delay the game a little bit because of blah 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 blah.
No
nope, it's dead.
Way.
You cut it. You cut that game.
No.
Yes. Yes, you do. If you delay it again, you cut that game. It sucks.
Start on the next one.
There's no way. There's no way it could be good if you had to delay it again.
Yeah, I really don't think they will, but I just hope it's. I hope it's not a Redfall situation where it's like, well, too bad, we're releasing it, and it comes out and it's just bad, I hope it's not that kind of thing, but we'll see.
It will be.
Remains to be seen. There is a whole Starfield Direct, so they have a lot to say about it. So if they go into depth into gameplay and the factions and the missions and the worlds and the things, and then they're like, by the way, it's delayed. So yikes.
You know what?
I just can't imagine that happening. There would be riots on the like the streets are on fire.
There would be riots. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be, I feel like everything they've done up till now has been important. It's been good, and they're going to come out with something amazing because of it. And I feel like the showcase is going to be amazing. It is kind of I feel hopeful because it's after the showcase, right? Like, they have this whole separate thing for it. I feel like they gotta have just like an insane something to release.
What do you think?
Shadow drop?
Some shadow drops, maybe? I don't know. You guys have probably noticed every time we use the word shadow drop, Tooth and I look at each other like this. Shadow drop? Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
We do that because it's one of my personal favorite terms. Shadow drop. So sick, dude.
It is a sick term. It is.
Yeah. Anyway, shadow drop means announced and released same day. So I hope we get a shadow drop like Hi-Fi Rush was shadow dropped. Starfield. And that was a fantastic game.
Starfield Direct shadow drop.
You can't shadow drop a game that's already been announced. It's got to be new.
No. You can do that.
No, it wouldn't be a shadow drop.
It'd be a surprise release.
Oh, great.
Surprise.
Starting it off with surprise mechanics. We don't need more surprise mechanics in games, game makers.
Surprise! Starfield is playable on Xbox Game Pass right now.
And if you want to win, give us money.
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're gonna have a shadow drop. I just feel like they probably should have one, and that they have something in the works.
There's nothing more hype than a shadow drop. There's nothing more hype than like showing it. Let's think about Hi-Fi Rush. You show a trailer. It's fresh. It's new. Everyone's eyes are bugging out of their heads because they've never seen this before, and it looks sick. And then at the end, they say, "What's the best part of this?" Oh, it's available today after the showcase.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing better to cap off a great trailer than saying it's available right now, as we're speaking. That's so hype. Even if it's a crappy game, it's still hype. That I can go and play this now. I don't have to wait. This isn't just a commercial. I can go play this game now. Big fan of shadow drops. But Tooth, my question to you with the Xbox
Mm-hmm.
showcase, is there anything in specific that you expect to see?
I think that with everything sort of everything being said, with all the leaks, I don't know if I would call them a leak necessarily, but it's like there's been sort of hints that people have like picked up on, and I've watched a couple videos, and so I think we're definitely going to see something about Fable. Something that I would like to see is a like a pick back up into the Gears of War series. I think that could
Sure,
be a
sure.
really cool like announcement. Like nothing coming out obviously, but like an announcement could be cool.
Yeah.
Um I think there's people have been talking about a secret Bethesda game. Like that could be cool to see. Like
Okay.
I think there's some cool things that they have. Like they have so many different people working on things that I feel like it's sort of hard to know what they could come out with, because they could drop some like crazy bombs here. Like they could be talking about, like they could release like a Fable trailer, they could release a Gears of War trailer. They could do that all at once. Like
Yeah.
they have the ability to do that. And so like it could be
They
really
could,
exciting. Like
and
I
they need something exciting, and they
yeah.
need something, and they know what people want. They want, let's see, I want something, a Fable trailer, including gameplay.
Yeah.
They want to know, they want lore. They
Yeah.
want something, not just some sparkles and a flary flying through a field. They want something. We want to know that you have that Fable humor down, just like it used to be, if not better. We want to know these things so we can have some hype. I actually have on my whiteboard, I have written for a video idea. You can take it if you want. I don't care. But Fable marketing then versus now,
Hmm.
because if I don't know if you remember when the first Fable came out or before it came out, the marketing for it was through the roof. They were promising things out their ass, and they did not meet those expectations.
Yeah.
They didn't get really even close, but still turned out to be a classic, cult classic, great game. But then now the marketing now, we haven't heard anything. We've gotten some one crappy CG trailer, and then I think recently we got a tweet with some sparkles
Yeah.
that might be alluding to Fable. But like, what's going on, man? Like, they don't want to overhype this Fable,
Yeah.
but it's kind of got me worried.
I feel like a lot of it they don't want to like overhype almost anything. Like I'll like, all right, I'm gonna click to this and I'm gonna play this
Yeah, please
little
do.
itty bitty piece of the Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase of 2022. I'll just play like a little bit of it, and
First trailer,
you'll
first
see it
thing.
first thing. Like
We're
you'll
so
see it.
excited about this new game, you guys. We have coming out. What did they say at this point? Probably
Xbox
later this
console
year.
exclusive.
Oh God.
And I don't know, like I feel like this is just like this is so telling about like overhyping a game, right?
Yeah, and
Like
like this year for this showcase, are we gonna get another CG trailer for Avowed saying how
yeah.
awesome it's gonna be? And then next year or a year and a half after it's delayed 3 times, when it finally comes out, it turns out to be some living nonsense game that we
Yeah.
all end up hating. I hope not, but because of this last showcase, I'm gonna be quite suspicious of whatever first thing they decide to show first. I know it's probably too it's not going to be chronological. It's not going to be that
Yeah,
much of a
yeah.
pattern. But just look at this.
It just
It's just Redfall was such a failure, and I hope they work on it. Phil said they're going to keep working on it and make it better,
yeah.
but
Well, I feel like we watched
I don't
this
know.
showcase
Yeah,
on an episode of Mustache Ride, and we talked about Redfall, and we talked about how cool it looks and how exciting it could be. And then it just took a long time to come out, and it wasn't.
mm,
And so I think that like seeing something like this, it's just like it's gotta be good. Like
and it's got to be
it's
legit.
gotta be
Don't
good. It's
lie to
gotta
me.
be legit. Like, and so I don't know. Like seeing this, like this whole trailer right here was good. Like
Yeah,
everything was good about it. And this is like the one thing where
this is
the
gameplay.
yeah, this is gameplay. Like it looked good.
Yeah,
And I didn't play Redfall, so I can't speak, greatly towards it, but everything that I read didn't make me want to play it. That's for sure.
same.
And so I think that I think they have to have a banger showcase. I'm confident that they will. Just because of the kind of funny interview that Phil had. Like I have confidence in him. Like it's weird because it must be just how he like holds himself like in interviews and like his his humble sort of thing. Because I don't have the same confidence in Jim Ryan.
He feels like he feels like my dad apologizing to me because he didn't make it to my soccer game because he was working.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to understand, I'm working hard. We have bills to pay, and I got to afford all these gifts for you or something. I don't know what a dad would say to his child in that situation, but Phil Spencer kind of came to us with that disappointed in himself tone.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not in a good mood because we didn't do well and yada yada. And like, I feel like he's just like that disappointed dad that's like trying to explain to his child, like, it's a lot more complicated than I can explain to you, but you got to trust me. I still love you, and I'll be there for your next game. June 11th, when your next game is, I'll be there cheering you on, and I'll bring orange slices for all your team, and it'll be great. You got to trust me on this one. But
and I do.
I'm worried. Yeah. I do too, but it's less than before.
But in the back of your mind, you're like, well, he didn't come before. Like they didn't deliver on anything they said in the last showcase, really. So,
well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to be so black and white, because I don't remember everything about the showcase. But there's certainly, they didn't start it off strong. Like they started it off strong a year ago, but in hindsight, weak, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it was good, and they've done some good things, but I feel like it wasn't good enough to have a similar showcase again. Like they have to crush it. It's imperative that they kill this showcase, especially with like the whole thing with like the Blizzard Activision deal that's going on, and there's been so much talk about it, and I feel like you just can't have two bummer showcases back to back.
We need good news. Yeah, good news, please. But we'll see, and I really think this is a good opportunity for Xbox to kind of get a leg up on PlayStation, because a lot of diehard fans and not diehard fans, a lot of fans of video games were disappointed in PlayStation recently, and Xbox has a chance here to really blow people out of the water and maybe take a leg up in the mind share of the gamers. I don't know.
I swear, if I watch this showcase and they come out with a handheld that you have to be next to your Xbox Series X to play, I'm done.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an announcement or a trailer or some sort of commercial for their partnership with the what is it called? The ROG? ROG Ally, or is it the Ally?
I think that's what it is, right?
That thing looks pretty cool. It's kind of expensive, but it's definitely got more features than this glorified DualSense with a screen that PlayStation's coming out with. But we don't know all the details, but they just said it's for remote play, whereas this is like a whole separate device that runs Windows.
Yeah, it's cool. Like it has Game Pass on it. It's AMD Ryzen series. Like it's cool. It's a cool looking thing. They're definitely going to talk about it. But I'm glad that it's not something that's like Xbox is making this handheld thing. So they're
partnering with a strong company for a strong device that is here to compete with the Steam Deck, not compete with, I guess, your phone or something that PlayStation is trying to compete with. Or what else can you use? I guess remote play. Yeah, it would be with your phone. You cast that to your TV or something, I guess, if you want that. Or like attach a controller to your phone. It's the same thing.
It seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. Like it has some crazy cool features into it.
The ROG Ally.
Yeah, the ROG Ally. Like I feel like it's a good piece of equipment. And that's cool that the Game Pass is on it. That's cool. That's a cool piece.
I mean, I can't imagine PlayStation coming out with something that has Windows on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So their hands are kind of tied in a lot of ways with anything higher than a DualSense with a screen. So we'll see. I don't know. If you guys are new here, you can probably tell we're big Xbox fans. And we're looking for reasons to love PlayStation. I have a PS5. I'm playing God of War Ragnarok right now on my stream, and I do love PlayStation. But as an ecosystem, as like where I find myself and all my friends who game, it's always been Xbox for me. And I just so we really look forward to Xbox news and advancements because I personally really think Xbox is pushing the envelope of the gaming industry in ways that other companies aren't. Maybe Nintendo in different ways, but equally as impactful in sometimes.
Hmm.
But I think Xbox is really pushing the envelope, and even if they try and fail, they're pushing like other industries, other things, other companies to go harder, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate that as a whole. So I'm really excited for the showcase, June 11th. Look forward to it. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it next episode and all the exciting stuff that we're looking forward to. But little levity in between here before we get to our indie iceberg segment for cassette beasts. Let's talk about a little trend that's going on right now. There's all these AI TV shows, AI
Yeah.
created TV shows like Seinfeld and just weird recreations of things, but never something so on the nose as this, what I found recently, this AI sponge on YouTube. It's basically SpongeBob made in Blender. It looks like Battle for Bikini Bottom. and and it's like Patrick and SpongeBob and Sandy, and they're all just kind of standing around talking and with AI generated.
Oh, they pull it. Oh,
So
okay.
ew. So I tried to make a clip. I clipped something and I tried to link it, and any link of a clip just takes you to the live stream. So
Yeah.
none of this has been planned. We did not know what we were gonna see clicking on that on the stream. Just one little D's nut. Oh man. So it's kind of crazy, right? This is wild.
It is crazy.
Can the viewers hear it right now?
They can't now, but I can. Let me see here.
If it's easy, if not, it's okay. It's literally just the SpongeBob music on a loop,
There I go.
and then AI SpongeBob. Okay, good. And so the way it works is in chat, it's really not as complicated as it seems. In chat, exclamation point topic, and then you write D's nuts. And then eventually it'll be in a queue. Eventually SpongeBob and Patrick will get to it, and it'll say a few moments later, and then they talk about, hey, Patrick, I've got a question for you. And then, and then they go through the whole D's nuts conversation, and then they go to the next topic. And it's really simple like that. But if you think about it, that's kind of how a sitcom works, right?
That's true.
Topic to topic. But it's hilarious. It's so silly.
I will say, like, there's been like a lot of talk, and I think it's partly because I work in a creative, well, theoretically I work in a creative environment, and so there's been a lot of talk about AI like sort of coming in and swooping in and like removing pieces and parts of the of jobs. And when I look and see things like this, I'm just like, I have no faith in AI taking anything away from us.
Not worried about that. Yeah,
I am not worried about AI. Like, the people that could do something amazing with AI are making Seinfeld reruns and SpongeBob episodes.
SpongeBob parodies. Yeah.
And so it's awesome. It's hilarious. But I'm also like, is this the best thing that we could do with AI right now? Like, and it is. Like, I feel like it is.
I think it is.
It is.
But also, it's just the beginning. Like, this is a baby. This isn't. We're looking at an infant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how often are you impressed by an infant? It'll do some silly things and you'll point and laugh sometimes, but
true.
Every now and then, as it grows, you're gonna see amazing things happening. Yeah. And I really feel like this is a medium that is going to grow rapidly. They're gonna have further and further deeper conversations, and I feel like this growing allows for parts of AI to grow and inform other ways AI works and learns and grows. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But like, they learn conversations better, and then that informs an AI robot IRL, your companion friend to be able to converse with you better as a human.
Yeah,
And this is the beginning of that, I believe. You speak something to your robot partner in 15 years, and not partner, but like your AI maid or whatever in your house.
Oh, your
And
partner. I see.
and it sees that as an exclamation point topic in chat, and it's like, okay, sweep floor, sweep floor. Oh, sure, yeah, I get you now. I'll go sweep the floor, and it's like seamless. And I feel like this is the beginning of something crazy, crazy, dude. And you're not worried about your job now, but uh, 10 years, 5 years, heck, we're entering year number 2 of this. Not even year number 2. I feel like it's been around for 6 months. That Watch Me Forever thing on Twitch. What, that was like 2-3 months ago?
Yeah. I
don't know, man.
I feel like AI has sort of made leaps and bounds over the years, like people working on it and machine learning and things like that. There's been a lot of great movement in it. But I feel like it's just not to the place where like I think that people have found a good place to like implement it into it professionally, or like implement it anywhere where it's like useful in places where I've seen people do that. Like I read an article where this lawyer like used it to write something, and it just like cited fake court cases, and then it just sort of like was not real. And so that was like, I think like a problem that we're going to see is people that barely know how to use a computer being so accessible to them.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about a boomer generation, so I'm sorry, but it's just like that's what's going to happen. Like they take everything that's on the internet as real. So AI is sort of like scary in terms, because I mean that's a scary thing. Like there was a viral picture that went around of an attack on the Pentagon, and that was fake, and it was AI generated. And so it's like I guess you could do it without AI. So it's like,
sure.
But it's like some of those things are just like a weird moment that we're in. But I think it's hilarious. And somebody in chat said the AI Shack commercial, it is nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah.
But there's some things that are so good. Like the Photoshop generative fill is really cool. Like,
yep.
There's a lot of cool things I'm excited about AI. I'm not going to watch the SpongeBob parody that often. I don't think. Maybe I will. Maybe I will find myself watching it a lot. I don't know.
Well, what's funny is that I clicked on an old link to it, and it brought me to an old live stream that wasn't on anymore. This video is unavailable. But in the comments were, I guess, people memeing, but they're saying like it's been 4 minutes without AI sponge, and I'm shaking and sweating, and I don't know what to do with myself. And they're they're memeing, but they're like Loud Word, I guess, is one of the names of like the Squidward or some other character. They're like the character arc of Loud Word. It brought tears to my eyes, and all these kids memeing, but it's like they have enough knowledge to be able to meme on it, and I think that's hilarious. And it's just a new source for jokes and internet culture. Because some of those AI are gonna say something ridiculous, and then it's gonna be the next funny thing to say in middle school, and that's just how the world works now.
Like SpongeBob
that trickles up to the adults.
And I cut it off, but SpongeBob just said that he was pregnant with Squidward's baby, so that's a pretty funny thing.
Come on, that's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So I think that it is cool. Like AI is cool. I am into it. I'm not like it's not like a thing that I think is like crypto. You know what I mean? Like crypto is sus from the beginning. AI doesn't seem like that. There are sus things, but it's not like, it's cool. Like I'm excited to use it. I use ChatGPT. I used it to generate a title for my stream the other day, and then quoted ChatGPT in the title. And I thought,
nice.
like, I feel like there's like cool things that you can do with it, where it's just like, oh, it's like fun little quirky things. Like I had it write a 5-minute script for a video, and then I'm like, my plan is to use AI to make a 5-minute video, and then I'm gonna use AI to generate the thumbnail. Like I feel like there's a lot of cool things. I don't know if I'll ever even post it, but it's like, it's like a cool thing to like
to mess around
with and just
and if you do post it, it's just a matter of being transparent. Right? Yeah, it's a matter of saying like, in the description or title, this is made by AI or a combination of AI things. But yeah, it's just the beginning of all this, man. It's just the beginning. interested to see where it goes. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
For sure.
Because they're coming for our gerbs. They're coming for our gerbs, and we gotta fight back against the AI. Fight them.
I am wondering. That kind of reminds me. I haven't seen one, but I'm wondering if like an AI South Park is gonna emerge.
Oh, surely,
because that's goated content.
They're so on top of it.
So
dude.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, not a South Park episode about them doing it. I mean, like a parody, like the AI Sponge of South Park. I feel like the joke circle could be so good. Like it's just like
I don't know, because you give AI an inch and it takes a mile and starts getting anti-Semitic and racist and stuff. You know,
that's true.
You know. South Park takes an inch and maybe goes an extra inch or two, you know, but
I get it. It could get pretty dicey. Like, but I feel like somebody's gonna put it together eventually.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
True.
And I might have even used AI or Chat GPT to inform one of our segments later on in the show in just a little bit. But before we get to that, Indie Iceberg. Let's quickly touch on Cassette Beasts, the game. If you're wondering, that's the sound an iceberg makes, according to the Mustache Ride podcast. But
it is.
Our Indie Iceberg game this time around is Cassette Beasts, and Cassette Beasts is awesome, dude. I don't know if Tooth feels the same way, but in my opinion, I'm having a blast with Cassette Beasts. It's the kind of thing that's like you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a Pokemon-like, and it is. But then you play it and you kind of need to take a step back and forget everything you know about Pokemon, and then kind of relearn a monster collection kind of game. Because there's things that are way different about of it than Pokemon, and then there are things that are vaguely similar. But overall, the vibe of the game is pretty cool. Music's pretty great. I'm enjoying it. All the dialogue is fun and quirky. You know, kind of you learn more about the people and what they like and your partners and what they're into. And my biggest issue with the game is I'm not super sure what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing it like Pokemon, where I don't really care about the story and I'm just going out adventuring, catching monsters. But I think we're trying to get off of an island. I think we're trying to escape some island or something that we're on.
Yeah.
And nobody else has been able to escape, and we're supposed to be the ones to figure it out, I guess. I don't really know. I'm admittedly only like 2 or 3 hours into it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play it too much over the following or the past 2 weeks. But what about you, Tooth? That's kind of my general feeling on Cassette Beast so far.
So I'm like I'm probably about the same amount of time into it that you are. I think I'm almost level 18 in the game. I agree, like I have no idea what I'm doing. It's hard for me to even find the quests really sometimes, even though they're marked in the map, and I think it's because you have to explore to unlock the map. So it's pretty similar. Like I feel like there are bits and pieces where you're like, oh, this is kind of like Pokemon, and then you're like, oh, it's not though. Like it's not like Pokemon at all. But it's a weird game to get used to, because in Pokemon you have these monsters. Like you have the Pokemon and you are fighting, like you're directing them in the fight. And in Cassette Beast you turn into the monster. Like you transform into the monster, and that's kind of weird to me. Like it was a weird like thing in the beginning.
And you're not catching the monsters.
Yeah.
You're recording the monsters onto spare tape that you have
that are expensive
for your magic tape player.
Yeah.
And they're kind of expensive, and they go quick. You don't know your chances of catching something as well as you do in Pokemon, in my opinion. But you record the monster onto your blank tape, and then the monster's still there. Like you just took a copy of it, and you still have to defeat the monster to move on, instead of just capturing it, and that's the end of that. Weird. And then your monsters don't have a level. They have a friendship level, which allows them to learn new moves, but it's your player level that dictates your monster's level.
Yeah,
it's way different.
It's weird. Like there are a lot of weird things I think in it. And there's a couple things that I don't like, and I'll talk about those really quick. I started it out on the Xbox. On the Xbox, the game plays like trash. I don't know, like, and maybe it's like I'm not playing on a Series X. Maybe it was built for the Series X, and I'm on Xbox One. That could be it. But like, I'm not. Phil Spencer's not sending me an Xbox. Like, it's expensive. I can't go buy one yet, and so it plays like garbage on it. I switched to the computer. It plays a lot better. Still on Game Pass. It linked all my stuff, PC like Game Pass does, PC Game Pass, and so it plays a lot better on there. You can fast travel in the game, but like to like one spot, it feels like so far. It takes so long to go anywhere, I think, because there's a stamina bar for why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? And I don't hate that stamina, and I don't know how you get more stamina either, which seems like, and maybe I'm too early in the game, like, but it just doesn't seem like, I don't know, there's nothing to make me go faster in the game. My little guy that follows me around can go in the water, but I can't go in the water. I hate that for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then it's just everything is resource intensive. It's so expensive all the time, and it's so weird. But I think overall, like, the game is fun. Like, the battling's fun. Like, the moves are cool. Like, the turn-based is fun. Nothing seems like crazy OP. Like, I'm not getting murdered by everything. Like, it has a lot of fun elements into it. I did die for the first time. And
it's not whiting out. You're like collapse. You fall over face on the ground. Like,
and you lose all your resources, and I should have alt F4'd and got
a bunch of resources. I don't think you lost all your resources.
No, you don't lose all your resources, but like, because everything is so expensive and resource intensive, it feels like you lost all of your resources. So
it does hurt. Yeah.
Overall, I think the game is good. Like, I think it's a good game. It's a novel concept. I think it's not like Pokemon. It's not like Digimon. It's not like the other. Yeah, it's not like Temtem. It's not like the other like monster collecting games. It doesn't feel like to me. It has its own flavor, which is really cool. It
paves its own path for sure.
And that's surprising. That's really surprising for like a monster collecting game.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon is like sort of cornered it. Like, that's it. And
not anymore though, baby.
Anymore. Cassette Beast.
I went a little too far in my adventuring. And I told you about it. I'll repeat it. I found what looked like a bullet in the overworld. So in this game, similar to the newer Pokemon games, you can see the monsters in the world before you go into like tall grass or something. You know you can avoid things, or you see a new one, you go for it. Well, I saw a new one, and it looked like a bullet. And I'm like, what the heck is this? I forget his name. Its name is like Bolatoni or something stupid like that. But I approached him, and he got a little exclamation mark over his head. And then from so far away, he just straight down the screen at me, and I couldn't move. I couldn't get away fast enough. It was so like a bullet, I guess, obviously. But he saw me and just charged right at me, and it scared me. I was like, am I dead?
That's exactly how I died in the game, was to one of those freaking bullets. I didn't even realize I was dying, and I had stuff to prevent me from dying, I felt like, too. And I don't know.
Hey, well, you can't be going too far in your adventures.
It's true. I can't go back now. I died. Autosaved.
One thing about that's right. As soon as you show back up at the hospital, you get an autosave. You didn't alt F4 quick enough.
I did not know.
Yeah. One thing about this game is that it's co-op, and so it's only couch co-op though. So you can't like party up with somebody and then go into the game. But I guess Steam has like a remote play feature where you can kind of play with somebody over the internet as if they're next to you on the couch. And so that's kind of cool. I'd like to try that sometime, but and I'd like to play more Cassette Beasts, but I just don't know how much more of it I'll play. I'd like to play all the way through it, I feel like there's really something there, something more to discover. once you get further into it and like fully understand the mechanics, because there's one other thing about cassette beasts is that the buff and debuff system is huge.
Yeah,
And like there's not just fire, water, there's a lot of different types, monster types. Like there's
Yeah.
plastic type, and there's steel and ice and all the ones you'd expect, and instead of grass it's plant. But then there's plastic type, there's I don't know what else. Astral,
Yeah, the
which is
astral.
like space galactic type. It's
The
kind of weird.
the
There's
buffs are
alien looking
crazy.
Pokemon.
I encountered one that's like the Earth, and they can use like leftover damage from a poison attack to
Right.
put it on their weapon, and then they attack you right after you attack them.
Yeah.
That's
Or
a crazy move.
if you have a poison type and you attack a steel type monster with a poison type, it leaves a coating of poison on them so that when they attack you, it could leave residual poison damage on you. And so it's just really weird. If you look into one of your, I think it's like the handbook inside the game.
Yeah.
Like you open the options or your inventory, you go to the handbook, a page will fall out of it when you look at it, and it's a chart for all the types and how they all interact and what advantages they give or disadvantages, buffs and debuffs that are applied. And it's deep. It's deep as hell. Big logic puzzle. I feel like it's much deeper than Pokemon's is. So there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And so I'd be interested in seeing more of that game. And I'm wondering where they go with because we haven't seen all the monsters, but some of them look wild. And I'm wondering what some of the final evolutions look like toward the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to see the god monster. You know what I mean? I feel like this game's capable of that.
I think so too, and I think another cool thing is the fusion aspect of it. So like where you can fuse two monsters together, and so that's a really cool thing that I've noticed. In that, like when you're battling, you can also become friends with whoever you're with, and you can fuse and fight whatever it is that you're fighting if it's crazy. And that's a cool thing, I think. And I don't know, like it has a lot of little cool bits and pieces to it, and I think like as the game opens up, like it would be cool to finish the game and see what it has to offer, because there's some cool stuff in it, and I feel like it gets a lot cooler in game, because it feels like a slow progression, like you level up quickly, but to understand where you need to go, like I feel like it's slow.
So cassette beasts. That's Indie Iceberg for you this episode. We'll get back into a new Indie Iceberg segment next episode, and we'll have a new indie game on deck for you guys to talk about and to play over the following 2 weeks. But it's a bit of a break week. Enjoy Tears of the Kingdom in between episodes. But next episode, we'll have the next indie game for you guys. If you have any suggestions for the next indie game that we play for Indie Iceberg, hit up our email address, mustacheridepod@gmail.com. Throw us some suggestions for indie games, maybe lesser known indie games that less people know about, we surely don't know about and haven't played. And we'll talk about if it's right for us to play in between episodes next time. But to close out tonight's episode, I thought it'd be fun to do a little game that I thought of that I actually created myself. Full creative credit goes to Sherman Cool on this one. It's a little game I like to call "What Would You Prefer?" Yes, copyrighted, trademarked.
That's copyrighted.
And so,
okay.
So it's something where like I give you two options and then you tell me what you would prefer. Okay. And so here, as an example, Tooth, what would you prefer? Would you rather have a photographic memory or be able to forget anything you want?
I would rather have a photographic memory.
You'd prefer to have a photographic memory? I said, would you rather, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
No, see, that's
not
wrong.
That's not copyrighted.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's not original.
That's wrong.
Oh,
it's actually, would you prefer? Yeah, would you
Oh,
prefer a photographic memory or to be able to forget anything you want?
I would prefer a photographic memory still.
I think that one's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
I would prefer that too.
What if some bad shit happened though?
I feel like,
and then you got to remember that forever.
I could go commit a crime and then forget about it, but it's not like I can make other people forget about it, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm still in jail and then I just don't know why.
Yeah. It seems like
So I don't feel like
would you
there's much
prefer
advantage.
would be like, would you prefer having a photographic memory, or would you prefer forcing other people to forget something?
That's a better one for sure.
That sounds like a
But
dangerous one. I think I'd still
sounds
want a
evil.
Yeah, it's pretty evil. I think I'd rather have
That would be so evil.
I would prefer a photographic memory for sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put myself in a position to, like, what would I want to do to where everyone would need to forget it?
A crime.
I don't know.
You just said it.
It would have to be a crime.
Hey, you'd
and I
have
don't
to
like
do a crime.
I don't want to commit a crime.
Are you a criminal?
Me? No.
You're a literal criminal. I knew it.
Literal criminal.
Literal.
Okay, so that was just an example though. So let's get into the real one. The real one.
Yeah, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
And by the way, I used ChatGPT to help generate this list. So that's why it's like half crappy, but also there's some good ones in here. Like for this one, Tooth, tell me, would you prefer being able to control fire or water? Like let's call it bending. You're bending fire or you're bending water. Would you prefer which one?
I would prefer water bending.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Any reason?
I feel like it's more useful of a thing versus catching everything on fire all the time.
But you can control fire.
Yeah, but so what would you do with it though?
Start a fire.
Yeah. But I could put out a fire.
I would warm my tea as I hold it in my hand.
Yeah, but if you're bending water, couldn't you heat it up?
Now, let's think about it this way, because that's maybe.
Yeah.
I know you can freeze it.
Yeah.
Because water bending, fire bending, it comes with everything that those bending practices come with. So like you can freeze the water that you bend, and you can make it do what you can probably blood bend if you try hard enough.
Whoa. With
fire bending,
you would do
with
criminal activities.
No, but I would blood bend sometimes, maybe, if I thought about it in the moment, maybe. But with fire bending, you can freaking shoot lightning out of your hands, dude, and redirect lightning. That's kind of sick.
It is sick, but like I'm thinking about the practicality of it. Like I need water more than I need fire.
True. But imagine being able to charge your phone wherever you go, dog.
That's true.
If you can bend lightning, why can't I just do a little 12 volts of lightning into my phone?
I just put it in my pocket and I am a wireless charger.
You are a key charger, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean that would be cool.
Hey, but
what's the scenario? Like, are we in an apocalyptic war? Like,
what? Okay, yeah.
Or just like
you're the only one with energy.
You're
the only one with electricity.
Oh, yeah.
You get to charge your iPod. This is like I Am Legend, but you don't have to go to... Or no. This is like Book of Eli. But you don't have to take your blind ass into a random shop to have some weirdo charge your iPod. You just do it yourself.
Yeah, you're like, you don't have to trade freaking rat oil to...
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, like if it's that scenario... then yes, like I want fire. I want to control fire. But if it's like everyday life, water, I think I use it more. Yeah.
Look, I'm just being a little devil on your shoulder because I think I would probably pick water too.
Yeah.
Because like the idea of like sliding around like Frozone, like throwing ice in front of me and just sliding around on it, sounds so fun.
It sounds cooler. Like I don't know. Like it seems. Like if you were doing that and you were like riding like an ice wave into an event, that's cool. If you're riding a fireball into something, that's terrifying. People aren't going to think that's cool. They're going to think you're attacking them. I'm trying to be cool, you know. That's a cool move.
I agree. And I think waterbending would be better overall because like both of them can help you survive, and like if you're stranded on a desert, on an island, you know, you could probably pull the water out of the ocean, like just the water and not the salt too or something. I don't know. But I wonder if because like with firebending you can fly, dude. You can literally fly with water or with firebending. Just like some rocket boots.
Yeah, rocket.
You can't
boots,
fly with waterbending. You could slide around on ice, but
I don't know.
I don't think you could.
The clouds are made of water.
Something to think about.
That is something to think about.
Well, I think final answer. What's your final answer?
Final answer is water. I'll lock that in for $1 million.
My final answer is fire. I'm flip flopping, baby. I'm flip flopping.
You're so flip floppy.
I want to fly. Can you blame me? I want to fly around.
I'll learn how to fly because clouds are made of water, and then I'm gonna put.
You go ahead.
I'm gonna
that sounds
put
way
you
harder
out.
than rocket boots. Rocket boots sound way easier.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put out your fire, and then you're gonna have fall damage and RIP. One host for Mustache Ride podcast now.
There are during a solar eclipse. I am kind of screwed. I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And any full moon, you get like boost in power. So like that's cool.
Yeah.
Or wait, is it lunar eclipse? Might be a lunar eclipse, or whichever one blocks the sun. Lunar eclipse.
So,
the lunar eclipses the sun, right? I don't know.
Nah. Solar eclipse. The sun gets blocked out.
Sun gets blocked by in a solar eclipse. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
There
Look
we
at that.
did it,
I can freaking cook food in my hand. You know, pick up a raw steak and just like hold it, flip it on my hand.
You ever heard of sous
You know
vide?
what I mean? Oh, gross.
What?
Oh.
No, like I got it. Everything.
You're gonna boil your steak, bro? Yeah.
I'm gonna cook it to the perfect temperature inside.
What it sounds like is that if you and I use our powers in tandem, we could make some magic happen. So I think if we both pick one and the other, then we could be like a duo.
Yeah, why are we trying to convince each other to pick the same one when we could be the most OP podcast hosts with dual power?
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
Well, that's a good way to end the show tonight. So
we
I think we'll have to return to our new segment. What would you prefer? Trademark, copyrighted, 100% Mustache Ride property. What would you prefer? Don't you dare take our segment.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it. It's ours. What would you prefer? We'll see you guys. We'll see that segment next episode, and we'll see you guys next episode. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Episode 34 in the books, baby. In the books. Remember, again, you can contact us at mustacheridepod@gmail.com if you'd like to give us indie iceberg suggestions, if you have silly questions for us, if you have topics or news or things that happen on the internet that you want us to see or talk about. Hit us up, mustacheridepod@gmail.com. We'd love to see your feedback. Or if you just have feedback, like you want to see, give us a suggestion just to improve the show a little bit. Maybe a minor thing that bugs you. Maybe I should wax my eyebrows a little bit, if that's bugging you. I don't give a shit. I don't care, dude. Don't tell me that. I don't care. I'm not waxing my eyebrows, bro. But other stuff, contact us,
Yeah.
Also, you can reach us at our personal Twitch and YouTube channels, and also on Twitter at our personal Twitters or Mustache Ride Pod Twitter that we just made. All those links down in the description. Or it may be in chat right now as I speak. I don't know. Perhaps, maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah. But thank you, everybody.
I don't know if the director of the show is listening or not.
Oh, the Mustache Ride Pod God?
Yeah, the Pod God.
The Pod God. Oh, the Pod Gods are always listening.
Pod Gods are always listening.
They take care of us.
Yeah, it's true.
Tooth, that's it.
Who
the heck are we rating tonight? Who are we going to share the Mustache Ride family with tonight?
I think we're going to go to a good old class.